When we were discussing staying firm, there's a couple of things, staying firm and staying away from certain sins. There's a couple of things that I know you wanted to address, inshallah ta'ala, and that is staying firm and improving yourself on hijab, overcoming the wearing of makeup, and also addiction to pornography. Tafadhal.
These are some of the main questions or the common questions that I always receive on my fitnagram. Right? Yes, it's a fitnagram. Wallahi alladhi la ilaha ghayruh. The common questions, pornography, how do I overcome it? I'll come on to the other two inshallah ta'ala. My brothers and my sisters, give this a try and then send me your success story so I can quote in the next program. Enough brothers have tried it. Walillahi alhamdu wal minna. Alhamdulillah, they are in a better place. If you are addicted to a particular sin, every time you fall into that sin, get up, make wudu, pray 2 rak'at. This is heavy on the shaitan. Every time you do it. Yes, it looks like a burden, but try it and then see where you end up. It's only a matter of time. When you keep showing Allah Azza wa Jal that I want to change, that I want to become better. Sheikh Mustafa earlier spoke about some of the conditions of tawbah. I don't care if you've fallen into that sin 100 times. Every time go and do it. Right? And see where you end up. It's only a matter of time, my brothers and my sisters, that inshallah ta'ala you will find yourself in a better place. Whatever secret sin it might be. Right? If also you are carrying out these secret sins, be someone who has secret acts of ibadat. Ibn al-Qayyim rahmatullahi alayhi, he talks about this, right? He even brings a line of poetry in his, I believe, Ad-Da' wa Dawa, the spiritual sickness and the cure. He says, ذُنُوبُ الْخَلَوَاتِ سَبَبٌ لِانْتِكَاسَاتِ وَعِبَادَةُ الْخَلَوَاتِ سَبَبٌ لِثَبَاتِ. The dhunub, the sins that you do in private, is a big reason why you will go astray, why you will fall off the religion. And righteous acts of worship that you do in private is a huge reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will keep you firm. No one knows about that 2 rak'at that you are now praying because of that sin. You've just followed up that private sin with a private act of worship. See what happens. Even that wudu, no one knows why you're making wudu. It's not even a salah time, right? You went into the bathroom, you made wudu, and you came out and you're praying 2 rak'at in your room. Right? Also try to go through some of the effects of sins, brothers and sisters. There's a kitab called Ad-Da' wa Dawa, the spiritual sickness and its cure. Our Sheikh Abdul Razak al-Badri taught us this kitab in the Prophet's masjid. It honestly changed my perspective in how I look at problems. It really, really has. Right? It lists the effects of sins. One of them is, my brothers and my sisters, right, that you're going to drop in the eyes of the people. Did you know that? When you carry out sins in private and you have a very good reputation in the eyes of the people, or maybe in your community or in your family, right? You do these private sins, all of a sudden you dropped. Why? Because of the private sins. Ibn al-Jawzi rahmatullahi alayhi, he said, رَأَيْتُ أَخْوَامًا مِنَ الْمُنْتَسِبِينَ إِلَى الْعِلْمِ أَهْمَلُوا نَظَرَ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ فِي الْخَلَوَاتِ. I came to know about people who ascribe themselves to knowledge. Imagine people who study, shuyukh and so on and so forth. They stopped being conscious of Allah watching them in private. So what did Allah do to them? فَمَحَا مَحَاسِنَ ذِكْرِهِمْ فِي الْجَلَوَاتِ. Allah caused the good things that are mentioned about them in public to diminish, to disappear. فَكَانُوا مَوْجُودِينَ كَالْمَعْدُومِينَ. Them being present is like them being absent. It's like they weren't there anymore. لا حلاوة لرؤية ولا قلب يحنو إلى لقائهم. There was no sweetness in meeting them. The heart stopped yearning for them. All of a sudden now you are looked at differently in your community or amongst the people that loved you before. And there are many. I've got a lecture on my YouTube channel. It's called The Effects of Sins. Right? So what was the other one?